Welcome back to Emberfall, a low-poly survival game I'm building from scratch in Unity. In this devlog, I finally added a proper inventory system, improved player movement, and started making the world feel more interactive. This week was all about turning simple resource collection into an actual gameplay loop. Instead of just printing values in the console, the player can now collect items, stack them, and manage them through a functional inventory. Up until now, resources were working, but only technically. You could pick them up, but it didn't really feel like a proper system yet. I've been wanting to change that, so this update is basically me laying the foundation for something bigger. To start, I created proper item icons in Blender. Since Emberfall uses a low poly style with flat colors, I kept the icons simple and clean. I rendered them using an orthographic camera with a transparent background, so they'd work perfectly as UI sprites. After importing the PNG into Unity, I adjusted the sprite settings, switching the mesh type to full rectangle and making sure the aspect ratio was preserved. Small details like this make a big difference when working with UI. Each item is defined using a scriptable object. That way, every resource has its own ID, name, and icon, which makes the system scalable for future updates. The core of the system lives inside the player inventory script. When the player picks up an item, the system first checks if that item already exists in the inventory. If it does, it simply increases the amount, no duplicate slots. If it doesn't exist yet, it searches for the first empty slot and places it there. This approach keeps everything clean and future-proof, especially once I start adding more resources like metal, tools, or crafted items. I also added small quality of life logic, like hiding the amount text when there's only one item in a slot. The UI itself is still very early and definitely not final, but the important thing is it works. Pressing tab opens the inventory, unlocks the cursor, and disables player movement. When you only have one item, no numbers displayed. Once you collect more, the stack updates automatically. I also upgraded the player movement by adding sprinting. Holding shift increases the movement speed. Right now, there's no stamina system, and sprinting still works in directions it probably shouldn't, but that will be improved in a future update. The sprint system is fairly simple, but effective. Inside the movement script, I defined both a walk speed and a sprint speed. Every frame, the script checks whether the shift key is being held. If it is the current movement speed switches to sprint speed. With a functional inventory, better feedback, and improved movement, Emberfall is starting to feel more like a real game. Next up, I'll be focusing on expanding the survival mechanics even further. Thanks for watching, and welcome to the world of Emberfall.